Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Source. Coming off a great weekend. We had an awesome Friday, a solid-ass Saturday. Unfortunately, we were in the red yesterday on Sunday. I finished minus 0.77 units, but still made over 5 units on the weekend. So let's keep that rolling. Have another great Monday. I think we got 7 games. Let's get into it.
Welcome to The Source. The Source. Hey, get the Source.
First up, Pacers on the road in Detroit. This is a 7 p.m. start, and I'm going to stop it right here because I don't have a pick for this game. I hate it. There's so many injuries here. Ready for this? For the Pacers, Halliburton out, Mathurin out, TJ McConnell out, Miles Turner out, Buddy Hield probable. For the Pistons, Marvin Bagley out, Bogdanovich out, Burks out, Diallo out, Jaden Ivey out, Isaiah Stewart out. How the hell could I handicap this game? But I have some good news for you. Prop Beaver has a prop for you, so I'm going to send it over to him.
All right, Prop Beaver's going to give us his prop for this game.
Hello, boys and girls. It's your favorite pig. I'm here with the Killian Hayes prop. We're looking at over 8.5 assists at plus money on most books. 25 potential assists last game against the Indiana Pacers. Faces them again. Still no Turner to protect the rim. Still no McConnell. Their ass. They just allowed Harden to get 20 assists. Book it!
Minnesota's on the road in Atlanta to play the Hawks. This is a 7:30 p.m. start. This total opens up at 240. Line opens up Atlanta -4. This line's been on the move. It moved up to 5, and actually it's up to 5.5 now. Public looks pretty split even on this one. Maybe some sharp money in on Minnesota, but not much at all. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Hawks -2.24. So we're looking at about a 2.5 3-point lean on the T-Wolves. So right off the bat, we have a great mismatch for Minnesota's defense. The T-Wolves are first in the NBA defending the mid-range shot since the All-Star break. Best in the league. Atlanta, 4th in the NBA mid-range frequency. So you got the best mid-range defense in the NBA against a team who takes majority of their shots from mid-range. How does Minnesota accomplish this? Well, they run a lot of drop coverage with Gobert and Kyle Anderson, which means when Trae Young comes off that high screen that Atlanta loves to run, Gobert or Kyle Anderson, whoever it is going to drop back. Their priority is going to be taking away that Trae Young floater that he loves and the lob to Capella, which is why I like Trae Young's over on 3-pointers made tonight. I'll get it at the end of the video, but when he comes off that screen, they're going to give him. Gobert's not going to come out and guard Trae Young 25 feet from the basket, so the attempts are going to be there. Which teams shoot the most mid-range shots in the NBA? You got number 1, Phoenix, right? Number 2, New Orleans. Number 3, Raptors, and then the Hawks are number 4. You want to know how Minnesota has done against those top 3 teams since January 1st? 3-0, undefeated. Here's the problem with everything I just said. Rudy Gobert is questionable, and Naz Reid is a serviceable backup to throw in at the 5, but he's a completely different style of player than Gobert. So basically, all the data I just rattled off, throw it out the window if Gobert's not playing. If Gobert plays, I'm definitely taking the points. I'm taking Minnesota plus 5.5. I'll probably bet it pretty heavy too. I like it if Gobert plays. I'm also going to take Trae Young over 2.5 3-pointers made. You can get that at -105. If Gobert doesn't play, I still like Minnesota, but I want that line to move another point and a half. The key numbers in the NBA are 7, 5, 6 in that order. So if I can get it up to Minnesota plus 7, I will still bet it without Gobert. Next up, the suddenly hot Utah Jazz on the road in Miami for a 7:30 p.m. start. This total's down at 222, and this line opened up Miami -6. This line may have opened at 6, but it moved quickly. It was up at 7.5 as early as last night. Public is definitely on Utah. Sharp money's all over the Heat here. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Miami -2.12. So you're looking at a significant lean on the Jazz, 5.5 points. Don't look now, but this Utah Jazz team is all of a sudden a solid bet on the road. They're 6-4 against the spread on their last 10 on the road. They're 20-14-1 against the spread on the road on the season. That's 4th best in the NBA. And to make things even weirder, Jazz are on a little bit of a hot streak right now. They're 3-0 in their last 3 against the spread. All on the road, all without Jordan Clarkson on the floor. Also, they're 6-1-1 against the spread in their last 8 against Eastern Conference opponents. So here they are again, on the road against an Eastern Conference opponent, and they're catching 7.5 points. How do we not just take Utah blindly? Now, normally I'd say, yo, we need to chill and wait to see if Jordan Clarkson's playing before we place our bet. But personally, I know I'm going to be on Utah either way, so I'm going to throw this down now. One last point to make, the Miami Heat just 3-14 against the spread when favored by 5 or more points this season. 0-8 against the spread when favored by 5 or more points this season since January 1st. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Jazz here. Give me Utah plus 7.5 next game.
Update, Jordan Clarkson is out, but like I said, I'm betting Utah either way. So looks like the line moved a half point. So give me Jazz +8.
Memphis Grizzlies on the road to play Dallas again. This is a doubleheader. These two teams just played. This is a 7:30 p.m. start. Total opens up at 221, and this line opens up Dallas +1.5. This line actually moves up to 2 on most books, but just for a couple hours. It's back down to 1.5 now. Public seems to definitely be leaning towards Dallas. Ticket slightly leaning Dallas, sharp money also on Dallas. Let's take a quick look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Dallas -3.76. So a 5-point lean on the Mavs, but again, model doesn't know that Luka's not playing. I know I usually bet to split. Memphis took the first game of this doubleheader, so you should bet Dallas to bet the second one. But personally, I'm going to continue to ride this Grizzlies team without Ja Morant. Without Ja Morant, the Grizzlies are one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. I love betting them without Morant, so books have them favored on the road in this one. Seems like the books agree with me. I'm going to lay the 1.5. Give me Memphis -1.5 next game. Boston Celtics on the road in Houston to play the Rockets. This is an 8 p.m. start. This total set at 229, or this total opens up at 229, I should say. Line opens up Houston +12.5. Line moves up to 13 for a little bit, but comes back down to 12. Public's pretty split even on this one, maybe slightly leaning Boston, but nothing crazy at all. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Houston +1.38. But again, my model when it comes to Houston Rockets, their rebounding is so good, it throws the data off. So take that with a grain of salt. That being said, my model keeps saying bet in Houston and they keep covering. So like I just said, don't look now, but the Rockets have been covering the number 3-1-1 in their last 5 against the spread. Actually 4-1 if you got the Rockets at 8.5 the other night, like I posted. So 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. The biggest factor for me in betting this game is whether or not Robert Williams is going to play. He's missed the last 4 games for Boston. He's listed as questionable tonight. The reason that's such a big factor is we know the Houston Rockets love to attack the basket. Are you ready for this? This is shot frequency numbers at the rim since the All-Star break. Ready? Here are the leaders. Third, Oklahoma City, 36.3% of their shots come at the rim. Second, Indiana, 36.7%. First is Houston at 44.5%. percent higher than any other team in the NBA. That's a lot of pressure to put on Al Horford protecting the basket if almost half this team's field goal attempts come at the rim. If Robert Williams doesn't play, I'll be betting the Rockets pretty heavy here. If he does, I'm assuming coming off an injury that he's not going to run 30-35 minutes. So I'll still be betting the Rockets. It'll probably be a smaller bet. So give me Houston +12.5. I'm also going to bet the over in this one because in addition to the Rockets, I think they'll be able to get buckets at the rim. Houston's defense should have no answers for Boston's outside shooting. So give me Houston +12.5 and the over at 231.5 next game. Milwaukee Bucks are on the road in Sacramento to play the Kings. This is a 10 p.m. start. This total opened up at 236 and this line opened up Sacramento +1. Public is all over the Kings here. This is the most public play on the board so far. Line moves the other way. Line moves towards Milwaukee. We're actually now looking at Sacramento +2. Let's take a quick look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Sacramento -0.88. So we're looking at a 2-3-point lean on the Kings here. Look, I'm riding with the Bucks here. Fading the Kings has been killing me recently, it really has, but I'm a lot more comfortable fading them at home than on the road. They're one of the best road teams in the NBA. At home, they're just 17-16-1 against the spread. Obviously, we don't know if Giannis is playing at this time. He's listed as questionable, so I'm not going to go into details. I mean, if it's announced that he's playing or not playing, you got to throw the entire handicap out and start over, so I'm not going to get into specifics. Right now, I can still get Milwaukee -1.5 at BetMGM and Barstool, so I'm going to lay it down now. If Giannis is ruled out, I'll probably take a hit. This line will probably drop. If it's ruled that if they announce that he's playing, this line will probably go up and I'll have great value. So I'm gambling on the injury report as well as the game. Give me Milwaukee -1.5 next game. Probably the game of the night here. Phoenix Suns on the road in Golden State to play the Warriors. Another 10 p.m. start. This total opens up at 240. Line opens up Golden State -4. Public is pretty split even on this one, but it looks like the early sharp money is definitely on Golden State. Books do bump the line up a half point. We're now looking at Warriors -4.5. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Golden State +3.83. So a huge lean on Phoenix there. I hate this. I can't fade the Warriors at home again. I can't do it. That being said, I truly think they're going to lose this game. Phoenix is unbeaten against the Warriors this year. The Suns are 3-0 against Golden State. Phoenix is actually averaging 130 points per game in their 3 games against Golden State so far this year. But this is an absolutely huge game for both teams. We're in the home stretch of the season. I think the defenses are coming out to play tonight. I truly do. So here's how I'm betting this game, because I'm scared to lay the 4.5 points of Golden State. I'm also scared to fade Golden State at home. So I'm staying off the side, but I'm betting this game 3 ways, all unders. I'm taking the game under at 236. There's a reason they dropped it down from 240. I'm taking Golden State team total under 120.5. And I'm taking Phoenix team total under 116.5, half unit each, 3 bets. Let's go defense. If anything changes with any of these bets, I will let you know on Twitter, so give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you want the final ticket, which has my top bets, parlay of the day, that kind of stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com. NBA Monday, we just put a great week in the books. How about we start another great week right now? Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you on Twitter.